Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button. Leave a like down below. With that out of the way, I wanted to talk about Ultra Pro Wrestling, and I wanted to give them three ideas, or wrestling three ideas that would really help them get the game to the finish line and might bring in some extra revenue. Let's go over to their website and their Patreon, and I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Alright, so over here on their Patreon page, and it says they got 58 paid members and about a little under $500 a month coming in to help get this game to the finish line. Now, I don't know about you, but game development is very expensive, and $500 a month ain't squat. So let's give them some ideas to help them get the game to the finish line. Alright, so first of all, let's look at these tiers. We got $2, $4, $6, $8, $12, $12, $13, $14. There's a lot of different tiers here, but you get access to concept art, you get access to early game footage, you get access to the current build of the game. I mean, you don't get to play it, but you get to see how it looks currently. You get to see how all the layouts, to create a character, probably to create an arena, create a belt. You get access to the music, the audio files, stuff like that. Probably not to download, but to at least listen to, which is really cool. So you get to oh, cool. So that's the sound, that's the audio quality they're going for the game. That's the gameplay style they're going for the game. You get to see how it progresses. You get access to developer calls with this tier, where you can chime in and be like, hey, we should probably, you guys should probably work on this or fix this. A lot of the stuff that I've been saying since day one sounds like they've been listening. I'm not trying to say they listen to me or anything like that, but they listen to the community is what I'm trying to get at here. They don't just be like, oh, okay. Unlike some other wrestling games where they have a spreadsheet of everything we want, but they're refusing to do it. Looking at you at Ukes and AEW, I don't know why, but they're not doing anything that we're asking for. So this whole thing is Sam and company listen to the fans. Because without the fans, there's no game, right? So this is a really cool way to help them out. Now, let's go over to their website, and I'll give you the three ideas I was talking about. Now, the one thing, the one thing I noticed on their website is there's no shop tab. Okay? I know they have t-shirts and merch, I think, on Pro Wrestling Tees, which is really cool. But I feel like they should have a shop tab on their website here where you could buy stuff like t-shirts, mugs, bags, whatever. And another great way to bring in revenue would be a collectible card game, right? I don't know how you would go about it. You could charge, let's say, for 10 characters until you get to the point where they're all released, and then you can buy a complete pack, or you could just buy a complete pack outright. So you get all 100 characters. Then they're just little collectible trading cards. Nothing too crazy where they have X amount of damage, does this, if this is that, and you have wrestling cards, or this is a wrestling move, kind of like Magic the Gathering, stuff like that. No, just collectible cards where it has the character on the card, a brief little bio on the back, their height, their weight, their special moves, stuff like that. Stuff they would put in a guidebook back in the old days. I mean, look at all these characters they have. You can charge however much you want for it. And then throughout the game, or throughout development, you could have different packs, right? Different cards, if they're selling. So you have set 1. It's only available for a limited time, right? And then set 2 comes out. And the same characters, but in different poses, different outfits, whatever. Different hairstyles. Awesome way to bring in revenue for the game and for the staff that's working on the game. Another idea I had, since Hal Haney is such a good artist, and I believe he's drawn a couple comic book strips, why not start a comic book? Really build up the storyline for these characters that nobody knows anything about, other than the little snippets we have from the showcase. What better way to get these characters out there? While we wait, I don't know how long it would take to make a comic book. It wouldn't have to be something crazy, right? It could be a digital comic book where each comic is 10 pages or something like that, or 5-10 pages, and it's just the brief history of every wrestler. So you could do one for 99 cents for Blue Collar, 99 cents Sir Oliver, and you can get through all these characters and really flush out their beginning backstory. That would be a really cool way to get people to care about these characters before the game even comes out. And I don't know how long it would take to make these comics, but if you come out consistently throughout the year, or you could subscribe to it, however you want to do it. Just some sort of comic book series. Doesn't have to be like some giant comic book with a huge story arc. Just something to let us know who these guys are. That's all I'm saying. Because you got a lot of awesome characters here, and they deserve some backstory. Like, they really do. I hope what doesn't happen is they're just in the game, and they're just characters there to play as, right? I hope they actually take the time to give them backstories, to give them a reason for being in the game. Kind of like, I know early fighting games didn't do it. Like, you'd get like a little snippet ending if you beat the game with them. But throughout the years, like Street Fighter, those characters have been flushed out. They have anime, they have comic books, all sorts of stuff based on them. So they actually flushed out backstory. So what better way than to have a comic book and a card game, or collectible cards, to really get people to know these characters. Because when the game comes out, you're going to be like, who do I pick? Well, if you have their backstory and you resonate with a character, let's just pick one here. Max Rad. Let's say his family was killed in a car accident, so he went nuts, right? And the only thing that takes his mind off it is wrestling. Something crazy. Let's pick another one here. I'm trying to come up with something in my brain while I'm looking at it. HFG Man. Let's say, just for the sake of this idea, this concept, let's say he's the biggest boaster in the world, but he always gets his ass kicked, like, immediately, right? He's like, what's his name in Street Fighter? Dan. Right? He's like, he thinks he's the best fighter ever, and he always gets his ass kicked. And his Hadouken is like a tiny little fireball, something like that. Depending on how you want to treat HFG Man, unless you want to be like a Superman, where he's like super strong and stuff like that. Who knows where you want to go with? Anyway, it's just a way to flush out the backstories of all these wrestlers, and I think that's such a cool idea to do. And the third idea I had, which I almost forgot, was, I don't know if you would want to do this on your Patreon or your in-shop here. It would be a limited time thing. It would be some crazy amount of money. Let's say $3 to $5 grand. I'm just throwing a big number. It doesn't have to be that. And what that gets you is you get to team up with Sam and Hal at some point. Might be after development or whatever. And you get to sit down and you get to create an original character for the game. Like with moveset, entrance, theme music, everything. You totally help create this character. You tell them what you want, you draw it out, the whole thing. With the digital world where we can meet up, I mean, shout outs to Sam for coming to the channel and doing an interview. My brain melted that the channel got that far. Thank you. It was one of the best moments I've had on this channel, so thank you very much. Very defining moment for me, so thank you. Anyway, so that what better way to help it get some money in than to help put either yourself or an original character in the game. I would pay for that. I don't know about you guys, but I would probably pay for that. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any ideas that would help this game get to the finish line a little faster, some money ideas, some concept art, something cool and crazy, let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and stay frosty.